Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. What a day it is. Welcome to the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. I'm here not for a long time, but I am here for a minute to talk about something that is blowing my mind. I woke up today to hip hop controversy. I woke up to the internet on fire. Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. And I was like, all right, cool, right? That's rap. And I gotta cover some rap sometimes. I'm a hip hop head. I'm a lifelong hip hop head. I love the culture. I love the genre. I love all of it. And I was like, I'm happy to talk about it. But then a couple hours later, something crazy happened. Something crazy happened. My timeline picked up, and yeah, they were still talking about Nicki because Nicki clapped back again with a tweet. And they were still talking about Megan, which I understood. Cool. But what was not on my 2022, excuse me, on my 2024 bingo card, what was not in my expectation was that Ben Shapiro would be trending for making a rap song, an actual rap song. Ben Shapiro, along with Tom McDonald, actually dropped a rap song today. And I was like, what is this? This is like a spoof. This is like a parody. This can't be real. This can't be serious. That's what I said. But family, it was. So I had to do the thing that I didn't want to do. I had to do the thing I didn't want to do. I played the song because I am a cultural critic. I'm a lifelong hip hop head. I don't know if you noticed, I used to be a hip hop album reviewer. I used to be a music reviewer. And so I definitely had to check this joint out, man. So I did. And I'm not gonna play the whole song. I'm just gonna break down a couple of the lyrics, and I don't want to get sued, and I don't want no copyright issues, but I am going to give you just a few seconds of Ben Shapiro's verse on this song. It's called Fat. Wow. So a couple of things. First of all, when I heard the song, I heard it first before I saw the video. And I was like, this got to be AI. This has to be AI. It has to be AI. This is artificial intelligence meets chat GPT meets internet scam. Because there's no way Ben Shapiro's doing that. And there's no way that a real human being sounds like that. And then I remember Ben Shapiro's voice actually sounds like that. I don't make fun of people's bodies. I don't make fun of people's natural capabilities and stuff like that. So I'm not mocking how he talks. I'm just saying that he has a voice that is incredibly similar to a computer. And so when I heard it, I was like, someone did this in his voice to mock him. The same way they had like famous celebrities doing crazy songs or people singing songs or singers singing songs that they would never sing of other people's and all this stuff. So I was like, all right, that's what they did. Then I saw the video. When I saw the video, I was like, oh, wait, he's in this joint. He's all the way in on this. And I'll start with a compliment. He is more on beat and more in the pocket, which again is partly why I thought it wasn't him. He is more on beat and more in the pocket than I would have expected. Most people, I mean, you go back to the 80s when Larry Bird and all of, not just Larry Bird, the black basketball players too, when they were trying to rap on a Converse commercial, I mean, they couldn't find the beat. So I will say, to his credit, at least it wasn't the worst flow I've ever heard from a celebrity, from a politician, from a so-called nerd, from a pundit. It wasn't the worst flow. I gotta say that, right? Because I gotta be honest. I gotta have some integrity about this thing. But it's still the worst song ever. And I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm irritated that he made this song. But I want to break down a couple of the things that he did here and talk about it, right? The first thing is why this is the worst song ever is because of the actual lyrics, right? I mean, hip hop is open to everybody. It is the cultural product of the world, but it is rooted in Black culture. It is rooted in brown culture. It is rooted in the cultural production of Black folk in the Bronx and throughout New York, who are dealing with all the drama and stress of post-industrial urban America, as well as all of the possibilities, as Karis One would say, of peace, peace, joy, love, and having fun. So it's our shit. So when I see somebody co-opted, or I see somebody who's an outsider come in, you better be bringing the smoke. And not just talent-wise, but you better love our culture. And what Tom MacDonald does, this Canadian anti-woke rapper, and what Ben Shapiro did, and he's just obviously spitting bars that somebody wrote for him. When I hear this, I'm like, well, what are you doing with it? And so I looked and saw what he was doing with it. And these are the lyrics, right? And I'll start with Tom's just for real fast. He said, they call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole friggin' world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, right. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. So basically, shout out to Genius for this best rap lyric site in the world. This is just regular angry, racist, MAGA white man ranting. It ain't no redemptive value to this. This is just bullshit, bad music. Taking a Black art form, taking Black culture, Black art to complain about Black people. That's wild to me. That is absolutely wild to me. And disrespectful and all the other things. So that's the first thing. You read his verse. I'm not gonna go to all the verse, but go woke, go broke, no hope. It's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you'll progress. So it's all just bullshit, empty slogans, right? With a fake Eminem / Machine Gun Kelly annoyed white boy flow, right? But let's get to Ben Shapiro, right? Because Ben, again, took this as an opportunity to just jump on some shit. There's one or two lines here that I actually think are pretty solid. But look, he said, let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. So he comes out the gate saying, I got more money than you. And he comes out mocking the body and body shaming a Black woman. So he's like, you know what? Let me just go and attack a fat Black woman, right? He said, homie, I'm epic. Don't be, he says, whack, right? We'll come back to that. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a whack. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap is actually a kind of a fire line. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. That's all right. But then look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. So now he's talking down ostensibly to Black people, to Black rappers, to Black artists, to anybody complaining about him. You're going to prison, I'm on television. He's saying to Black people or Black rappers, either way, you're going to prison, I'm on television. So he's saying, I'm better than you, I'm richer than you, and you're pathological, you're a criminal, right? Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section, all woke Karens, right? I make raps off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents, right? So I'm not doing the floor. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section, all woke Karens. I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nicki takes some notes. Talking about Nicki Minaj. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1. So in addition to talking down to Black people, mocking Black women, disrespecting people, framing us as pathological, he then ends the song by telling all of his cronies, yo, let's consume this music so much that it becomes a #1 song. Let's make it a Billboard hit. Do you know how wild that is? Again, how disrespectful it is. And it wouldn't be so frustrating if the damn song didn't make it pretty damn high on the list. I think the last time I checked, it was #2 on Billboard. Now he's claiming that it's #1. You know what I'm saying? He's claiming that it's #1. I don't know that is true, but at the very least, it's #2. At the very least, it's #2, which is crazy and wild and ridiculous, and all the other things. So Ben Shapiro has made a terrible song. It's disrespectful. It's not in a hip hop context. He's on beat, but there's no soul to it. There's no talent to it. There's no investment to it. And of course there's not, because he doesn't give a damn about rap music. He doesn't give a damn about black music. As a matter of fact, and this is the other reason why I thought it wasn't real at first, is because Ben Shapiro, back in 2012, sent this post. He said this post. He said, fact, rap isn't music. And if you think it is, you're stupid. So he made this whole case about how rap music isn't music. And because he thinks that he's smarter than everybody else and knows more than everybody else, not because he studied this, God forbid, he never does it. He debates Norman Finkelstein on Israel, even though Norman's an expert, he's not. He's debating musicologists and music experts on music, even though he's not an expert. And why does he do it? Well, he says, my dad is an expert. And so he said this about rap music.
And so it's not actually a form of music. It's a form of rhythmic speaking. And thus, this rap is, I have the musical case against rap, and then I'll get to the cultural case against rap. So the musical case against rap is that in my view, and the view of my music theorist father who went to music school, there are three elements to music. There is harmony, there is melody, and there's rhythm. And rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. That there's not a lot of melody and there's not a lot of harmony. And thus it is basically effectively spoken rhythm. And so it's not actually a form of music. It's a form of rhythmic speaking. And thus and so beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap all that much, it's what I've said before is it's not.
And again, the frustrating part about this is that he speaks with such authority, he actually thinks that what he's saying is true. First of all, hip hop does have rhythm, it has harmony, and it does have melody. What he doesn't understand, because he actually doesn't know music or study music himself outside of the violin, I'm talking about black music or music theory, is that rap beats, rap melodies are absolutely part of, or in conversation with, the rap lyrics. So in other words, whereas a singer might sing with rhythm and melody and harmony, or a group might sing with that, what he does is, what rap music does rather, is the beats themselves have samples. If I'm listening to Most Def Miss Fat Booty, for example, in the background is one step. So in the sample, I got Aretha Franklin playing, right? And then you have the track, you have the beat, you have the sonic, the soundscape that's created through the beat, through the rhythm, through the keyboards, the organs. You got the 808s providing certain kind of rhythm. You got the sample. You got all this stuff happening at the same time. Hip hop is rhythm, is melody, is harmony. He just doesn't know how to listen to hip hop. And you can tell by the way he raps, he don't want to listen to hip hop. But again, I don't want to take him seriously as a rapper, because he's not a serious rapper. Ben Shapiro is full of shit on this topic. But what Ben Shapiro does manage to do, what he was able to do in this conversation, I'm sorry, I'm trying to plug up because I realize I'm about to die over here. What Ben Shapiro manages to do is shift the conversation so that we're actually having a conversation about whether hip hop is legitimate or not, which is some classic white man colonizer shit to do, right? He comes in 2012 and says rap music isn't music. He says, oh yeah, it's not music. And I'm going to tell you why your music isn't music. Anybody who disagrees with me is stupid. So all the critics, all the experts, all those people are dumb. They don't know anything about music, just Ben Shapiro, because his father is a music theorist. I guarantee you his father was not a theorist of hip hop, but or of contemporary music or of black music. But that's another conversation for another time. So Ben Shapiro, who before said rap isn't music, is now making a rap song. And this is part of the condescension of whiteness, right? Is that he doesn't even think this is real music, but he feels entirely comfortable and entirely confident making a colonizer rap song that to mock black people, to talk down to black people. And somehow this idea emerges that because he's telling you you're going to jail and you're a criminal and you have bad values, all the same shit that Republicans have been saying for decades, if not centuries, about black people, because he puts it over a corny beat, we're supposed to accept it. So part of why this is the worst rap song ever is not just because his voice is annoying as hell on the track. I'm not talking about his personal physical characteristics. I'm talking about how he sounds in music. He does not have a rap voice. The content is not of our culture. The content is disrespectful to our culture. The appropriation is disrespectful of our culture. All of this is part of the problem with what Ben Shapiro is doing. And every time Ben Shapiro says something about hip hop, every time Ben Shapiro tries to step up and do something with hip hop, he ends up embarrassing himself or playing himself. I remember when WAP came out in 2020, WAP came out, and Ben Shapiro, of course, had to have something to say about WAP. And if y'all don't know what WAP stands for, it stands for wet ass pussy, right? And there's a bar where they talk about getting a bucket and a mop, get a bucket and a mop, right? So Ben, again, because he's an outsider and has no respect for us or our culture or Black women, as you saw when he disrespected Lizzo in that, he comes up and says, as I discussed on the show, my only real concern is that the women involved who apparently require a bucket and a mop get the medical care they require. My doctor wife's differential diagnosis: bacterial vaginosis, yeast infection, or trichomonas. This is what you call the greatest self-own in internet history. The greatest self-own. So he absolutely played himself with that. I'm gonna say that again because I think it went out for a second. So I'm gonna say that one more again. Ben Shapiro just engaged in the worst self-own in internet history. This dude said that WAP, wet ass Pussy, is ridiculous. And he said that his wife, he's trying to make a joke. He's like, my doctor wife says if a person has WAP, if a person has wet ass Pussy, then they must have a bacterial infection or trichomoniasis or vaginosis. In other words, he's saying his wife has never gotten wet before. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine going out in the world saying, yo, my wife said anybody who got wet ass pussy must be sick? I mean, that is the greatest self-own ever. And again, I don't know nothing about his sex life, his personal life. It's just like, yo, you keep playing yourself. And the reason you keep playing yourself is because you keep talking about Black culture and you're not part of it. You keep talking about hip hop and you're not one of us. This ain't your culture. And so you keep coming in like an expert, and instead of looking like an expert, you look like a fool. But the joke might be on us, fam. The joke might be on us, fam. Because Ben Shapiro, right now, as last time I looked, had the #2 song in the country, right behind his Megan Thee Stallion single. The #2 single he had. And he's on his, I don't want to give him any more credit than he deserves on his Twitter page. But if you look on Ben Shapiro's Twitter page, he's bragging about it. He's bragging about it. Ben is up on his Twitter page clowning us. He's like, oh yeah, I want to thank my mom. I want to thank Tom McDonald. In fact, I'm gonna show you just one of them. I got to show you this one because I want you to understand that he's making fun of us. He's making fun of us. Not just with the #1 banner, but with this. He says, I just want to thank God, Tom McDonald, that's the person who's the lead on the single, he's just featured, and my parents who paid 15 years of classical violin lessons so I could become the #1 rapper in America. So they're not only making a war on woke, as it were, they're not just fighting against wokeness, they're also mocking us. They're saying that this ain't real music, this is bullshit, and we can be #1 at it any time just by organizing and mobilizing every MAGA t-shirt wearing, Confederate flag wearing. And look, Ben Shapiro is not a white nationalist, obviously, because those people are deeply anti-Semitic. He's not even a Trump guy. He thinks Trump is better than Biden, but I wouldn't even call him a Trump person. But he knows that he can push those buttons. He knows that his ultra-right friends and colleagues will jump on board with this. He knows that making fun of Black people is good for business. That's why Ben Shapiro is doing this ridiculous shit. And so I want y'all out there to not indulge it. Don't go buy it. Don't go support it. In fact, go out there today instead and buy Nicki Minaj's album again. Go download Megan Thee Stallion's single again. Because right now, he's trying to make a joke out of us. But let's be very clear. I don't care if it does go #1. It's trash. The streets ain't repping for this. The streets ain't supporting this. But iTunes, all these platforms, they're gonna play it because they don't have any interest. They don't care about Black people. They don't care about our culture. They'll let people mock us. They'll let people make a song calling us pathological, calling our Black women fat, telling our Black men that they're criminals and going to jail, talking down to us. This song is trash. It's the worst rap song ever, not just because of his lack of rapping abilities. It's the worst song ever because of the content, because of the spirit, and because of how it's being used against us. So we need to ignore this this push to make it number 2, and instead listen to some Black women artists. Shit, listen to some Black men artists. Look, listen to some serious white men artists. Throw back on that Machine Gun Kelly. Throw back on you know whoever you want. Matter of fact, just not Ben Shapiro. Throw on the Eminem, who just banned a new song the other day, yesterday, dissing Benzino. At least listen to it, then listen to Benzino. Engage the culture, engage the battle, but don't engage Ben Shapiro's bullshit. And the fact that he decided to stand up and diss Nicki Minaj, maybe, and Lizzo, definitely shows that he has no respect for Black women, but also for us, because he thinks that we'll stand up and let it happen. Peace. Can you hear me? All right, y'all. My computer died. I'm out and about, but I wanted to just break that down. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave you all alone, family. Don't let Ben Shapiro dictate our culture. Don't make our culture be a mockery. Don't let our culture be treated like it's something that can be played with, and don't let our culture be consumed, and chewed up and spit out by people like Ben Shapiro. You dig what I'm saying? So this song is whack. Let's not go out here and make diss tracks. Let's not go out and make responses. Let's not engage Ben Shapiro. Let's let him and his MAGA friends walk around with this song. Let them pat themselves on the back with this stupid ass music. But let's go out and support our artists, our traditions, and never, ever, ever let anybody tell you that this is just for play, that this is just for fun, that this is just him, look at the cool white guy rap. No, this is disrespect. This is an affront to our culture. This is a problem, and we got to treat it as such. Anyway, family, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Make sure you hit the like button if you feel what I'm talking about. Hit the subscribe button if you want to add to the group of people that are watching Marc Lamont Hill Official. Hit the bell so that you can get notifications every single time we put something dope out. And of course, hit the join button if you're so inclined so you can become a member of the MLH Official family. Love y'all. Peace.